heats up the Earth, and then some of the radiation that is absorbed and warms the Earth is re-radiated back into space in the form of infrared radiation. And some of the outgoing infrared radiation is trapped by this layer of atmosphere and held inside the atmosphere. And that's a good thing because it keeps the temperature of the Earth within certain boundaries, keeps it relatively constant and livable. But the problem is this thin layer of atmosphere is being thickened by all of the global warming pollution that's being put up there. And what that does is it thickens this layer of atmosphere. More of the outgoing infrared is trapped. And so the atmosphere heats up worldwide. That's global warming. Now, that's the traditional explanation. Here's what I think is a better explanation.
Global warming, or none like it hot. You're probably wondering why your ice cream went away. Well, Susie, the culprit isn't foreigners, it's global warming.
Global whopper?
Yeah. Meet Mr. Sunbeam. He comes all the way from the sun to visit Earth.
Hello, Earth. Just popping in to brighten your day. La 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 la. And now I'll be on my way.
Not so fast, Sunbeam. We're greenhouse gases. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh! Ah! Oh! Ah! Oh! Oh, God, it hurts!
Pretty soon, Earth is chock full of sunbeams. They're rotting corpses heating our atmosphere.
How do we get rid of the greenhouse gases?
Fortunately, our handsomest politicians came up with a cheap, last-minute way to combat global warming. Ever since 2063, we simply drop a giant ice cube into the ocean every now and then.
Just like Daddy puts in his drink every morning. And then he gets mad.
Of course, since the greenhouse gases are still building up, it takes more and more ice each time, thus solving the problem once and for all.
This documentary forced us to think how human activities are responsible for harming our environment to a great extent. We, the students of PBL, were curious to know why human activities hamper the nature. We asked this question to our teachers. Teachers, instead of answering, took us on a small bicycle ride to Manchka. On our way to Manchka, we noticed many plastic bags, bottles, etc. were scattered around. We had a thought, doesn't all this waste damage our nature? The trip was quite energetic. We all enjoyed a lot. In next few days, the topic citizenship was introduced to us. The topic was quite interesting as it forced us to think that as we enjoy rights, we have many responsibilities as family members, citizens of our city and country that we need to fulfill. During the discussion, few students came up with a thought. Shouldn't we use bicycle as a responsible citizen to save our environment? We had intense discussion and debate on this topic in our respective classes. All the student citizens actively participated in it. We prepared mind maps, charts, models, etc. to exhibit our understanding. Now we are very clear that we need to fulfill our responsibilities and should not urge only for our rights. We realized that rights and responsibilities are two sides of the same coin. We enjoyed the session a lot. Later, in our science class, while we were studying about pollution, we were taught various reasons for pollution. And we noticed that fuel is one of the main reasons for pollution. We could recall our citizenship class and contemplate it. As a responsible citizen of this city, what we can do. We were very eager to know why environment was healthy years back. to know about it in a great detail, we served our history. Our entire unit was divided into 8 different groups. We found that instead of fueled vehicles, people used bicycle. We were quite inquisitive to find out why and how bicycle came into existence and what impact it made on the life of the people then. So, under the guideline of our teachers, we were able to learn that the bicycle we see today were not the same years back. With the passage of time, they passed through various changes. While learning the history of bicycle, we also came across various interesting facts. Like bicycle was means of entertainment, it brought a major change in dressing style of women, business flourished, and many more. We also closely observed various parts of bicycle. Later, each group shared their learning with entire unit. The best part of the presentation was we also graded each other's work along with our teachers. The outcome of our learning was that the usage of bicycle and less use of fuel vehicle will keep our surroundings healthy and pollution free. We students had a key question. As a citizen, how can we spread awareness for the use of mass transportation and bicycle? After knowing the history, we were very enthusiastic. We were very keen to know how many people use bicycle in today's world. To know the answer, we brainstormed on this topic in different groups. We felt it will be a great experience if we find out how many students use bicycle. Thus, with our teachers, we visited schools in our neighborhood and gathered data for how many students use bicycle, fuel vehicle, mass transportation, or any other mode of transportation to reach school. Later, in our math class, we analyzed the collected data by entering it into Excel sheet. Keeping it as a base, we represented it on graphs using different statistical tools like pie chart, bar chart, line graph, bubble diagram, etc.
We had conducted the survey across some schools to find out how many students use bicycle, personal vehicles, mass transportation and walking as a means of transportation in order to get a real-life situations to learn statistics. From this, we came to a conclusion that the school having parents with low income use more of bicycle and mass transportation, whereas schools having parents with high income like SNK uses more of fueled vehicles and mass transportation is largely encouraged. Another survey was conducted to find usage of cycle. In this, we found that cycle was mainly used by 61% of people aged between 10 to 15. After age of 15, people left cycling due to some or other reason. Reasons may be getting license, health problems, climatic conditions, unsafe roads, traffic problems, etc. We also found that 22% of people were discouraged due to unsafe road condition and 13% of people were discouraged due to increasing traffic problem. On other hand, we found that 42% of people will be encouraged to ride bicycle if our government provides special cycling lanes. From overall data collected, we found that cycle was rarely used by 39% of people in Rajkot.
We realized that very few students use bicycle. As the flame of responsibility was ablaze, we showed our willingness to conduct a rally, which was willingly approved. But before we actually conduct the rally, our teachers educated us that we need to take permission from higher authorities of the city. This piece of information sounded very interesting. Thus, under the guidance of our experienced teacher, we enthusiastic students in different groups visited municipal commissioner, police commissioner, RTO office and took the permission to march as a rally. The entire process of taking permission from government officials was very informative. Before the rally, we had done a lot of preparation like making posters, charts, slogans, etc. On the pre-arranged day, we all 108 plus students marched as rally from Raya Chowk to Maudi Chowk and below slogans to spread awareness. Our parents and teachers were very supportive and encouraged us a lot. The most exciting part of the year for the students in SNK is trip. Our trip to Bet Dwarka was fun along with environmental awareness. The place where we stayed was environmental friendly. The tents where we stayed were made up of gunny bags. The speciality of gunny bags is that they maintain temperature inside the tents, both in summer as well as in winter. We avoided the usage of any type of chemicals, even to wash hands or utensils. Our learning was that, being a part of nature, we all are interdependent. As a responsible citizen, it is our duty to take care of nature, whether they are plants, soil, or aquatic life. Being a part of such an enormous change, if anywhere our behavior is irresponsible, we are hampering the entire environment. We also learned fossil fuels takes years to form. The rate at which we are using it, one day we will run short for this natural resource. Again, a question popped in our minds. Are there any working solution for this question? One way by which we can do so is by using mass transportation for longer distance and bicycle for shorter distances. This will allow us to use fuel for longer period of time and also reduce carbon footprints. What is carbon footprints?
At the simplest level, a carbon footprint is a measure of the size of climate change impacts created by greenhouse gases from human activities.
Our cultural function also projected the same idea. The key message was, to change our society, we must change ourselves. The big change begins with a small step. We realized that during this project, many of our students have started using bicycle to travel to school or for shorter distances. As we did this project, we have realized that thinking about environmental issue and also proposing solution is easy. But what is more important is making it a habit, which is indeed a difficult task. But if we want to sustain life on Earth, we will need to take some difficult choices in life. We know we need to fight our mindsets. Through this project, we became a small group who helped the saving environment. We learned that we can't expect the society to change if we ourselves are not bringing about change we want to see in the world. As we embark this journey, we would request you to join hands and support us in making difference in your small way.